right eye twitching has a specific spiritual meaning. Your body is flagging something in your outer world, your logic, or your perception that you haven't fully looked at yet. Most people who search this are hoping it means good news is coming. Sometimes it does, but the more interesting question, and the one your body is actually asking, isn't what does this mean? It's what have you been not quite looking at? Because the right eye doesn't twitch randomly. It twitches on the side of logic, structure, and your outer world. And something there has been patiently waiting for your attention. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what your body is flagging, not the generic answer, your answer. Here's the thing about physical symptoms that every healing tradition from ancient China to modern energy medicine agrees on. The body is not dramatic. It doesn't sense sickness for nothing. Doctors have their answer: stress, caffeine, screen fatigue, dehydration. They're not wrong, but they're answering a different question. They're answering what caused the physical event. We're answering why now, why this eye, why today. Cultures have been noticing this specific twitch for centuries, and they all disagree on what it means. In Indian tradition, it's good luck for men, but inauspicious for women. In Chinese folk tradition, the left eye is good news and right eye means caution. In much of the West, Africa, and Polynesia, positive, someone is speaking of you well. Three completely different answers, all delivered with complete confidence for centuries. But here's what that actually tells you. The answer isn't cultural, it's personal. The real conversation is between you and your body. And that's what the rest of this video is for. Louise Hay spent decades doing something nobody else was doing, mapping the emotional root of physical symptoms, not what caused them, what they were trying to say. Her framework for eye issues was very specific. Eyes represent seeing, not just physically, but your capacity to see your life, your situation, and your reality clearly. Eye problems of any kind, the body is saying there's something here you haven't fully looked at yet. A twitch is the gentle version, it's a tap on the shoulder. Pain, if you get there, is the body grabbing you by both arms going, we need to talk. The right eye specifically maps to your outer world, career, finances, public structure, the logical, action-oriented side of your life. And this layer is about avoidance. Something in your outer world has been sitting in your vision, visible but unaddressed. The twitch is your body pointing directly at it. Stay with me, because the next layer is different. This isn't about what you're avoiding, it's about what you already know. Meaning 2, the suppression signal. In energy medicine, the right side of the body carries masculine energy, logic, analysis, structure, decisions based on evidence. So when your right eye twitches, it's asking a very specific question. What is the logic you are not looking at and acting on? Avoidance is not looking, suppression is looking, seeing, and then choosing not to act on what you see. Something in your logical mind may or may not already processed. If you processed it and then immediately override it, because acting on it would be inconvenient, uncomfortable, or would require you to change something you're not ready to change yet, the twitch is the flag. And if it's moved from a twitch to actual pain, that's logic that has been not just suppressed, but actively argued against. The body's version of we tried gentle, we are now trying out loud. What has your logic concluded that you haven't perceived or acted on yet? And then there's the third possibility, and it's the one most people don't consider. The right eye twitching isn't always flagging something you're avoiding or suppressing. Sometimes it's flagging something that's arriving. New information, a new perspective. A shift in how you're about to see something that you haven't registered consciously yet. The eye is picking it up before the rest of you catches on. If your right eye has been twitching in a dream, or you have been dreaming about vision, sight, or clarity, this is likely your layer. The dream state receives information before the waking mind does, and the eye in the dream is already seeing what the waking eye is about to see. So ask yourself, does this feel like something is ending or something is beginning? Does the twitching feel like a warning or an opening? Your gut already knows which one it is. The right eye isn't malfunctioning. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, asking you to just look. Louise Hay reframed. Instead of asking what am I avoiding, ask what would it look like to build something here I actually love to look at. That one question shifts everything. from avoidance to authorship, from not wanting to see to deciding what to create. Before we close, this is the part that is specific to you. So before I show you the symbol, take one breath and ask internally, what is my right eye trying to show me right now? Don't analyze and don't pick the logical one. Just notice which one your attention goes to. Have you picked the symbol? If you pick the mirror, your logic has been analyzing the situation around you, the career, the relationship, the structure that isn't working. But the mirror is telling you that the external situation is reflecting something internal back at you. Your logic already knows what it is, but you might not be looking at it closely. Look at what it's showing you about your patterns, your decision, and that's where the real data is. If you pick the key, your logical mind has already concluded something and ran the analysis. It looked at the evidence, it filed a report. And then you overrode it because the conclusion was inconvenient. The key is the decision your logic already made that you haven't acted on yet. You don't need more information. You need to stop arguing with what you already know. Unlock the door and walk through. If you pick the sunrise, new information is arriving on a logical level. Something in your outer world, a situation, a dynamic, or a pattern is about to become clear in a way that it hasn't been before. Your right eye is trying to pick up the signal before your conscious mind has processed it. Don't dismiss what feels new or unfamiliar in your external world right now. Your logic is updating, let it finish. What you're about to see might reframe what you thought you understood. If you pick the lightning bolt, this is the masculine-feminine balance signal. The right eye governs your logic, structure, and action energy, the masculine side, and is twitching because something is out of balance. So ask yourself honestly which one it is. Have you been living almost entirely in your own head, analyzing, strategizing, pushing, forcing, and deciding everything through logic while your feelings, your body, and your intuition have been waiting quietly in the corner? Or have you been doing the opposite? Flowing, feeling, waiting, deferring, avoiding the decisive move because acting on logic feels too hard or too cold. One side has been working overtime and the other has been starving. The lightning bolt asks you to name which one and then consciously feed it the one that you've been neglecting, because the right eye doesn't twitch when the two are in dialogue. So whichever that caught out to you, that's what your right eye has been pointing at. Now sit with this one question. Does this feel like something you're hearing for the first time? Then this is a new signal. Your body just got your attention. Something in your outer world is asking to be looked at properly. Or does this feel familiar, like something you already knew but kept finding very reasonable reasons to look away from? Then this is a repeated message. Either way, your right eye wasn't malfunctioning. It was doing its job. Drop your emoji in the comments. Which one landed? And let me know if this is new or has your body been trying to tell you this for a while. By the way, you're not crazy, you're just finally paying attention.